My nephew borrowed $3,500 from me. Then he called me selfish? He said it in front of my whole family. At a restaurant. My sister was there. My children were there. He looked at me with hurt in his eyes, like I had betrayed him, and he said, "Tia, you have so much, and I have nothing. You're not going to turn your back on me now, are you?" And everyone stared at me, like I was the monster. Before I tell you what happened, if you're new here, subscribe. Turn on notifications. I don't want to lose you. These stories travel far. Tell me in the comments where you're listening from tonight. I like knowing who's sitting with me. After 2 years of next week, Tia, after 12 broken promises, after $3,500 that he never paid back, he made me the villain. For 2 days, I almost believed him. Then I did something about it. Let me tell you what happened when I stopped being the family ATM and started being someone who fights back. Ricardo is my sister Gloria's son, 23 years old when this started. He came to Houston to find work, the same dream I had at his age. When he called and said he needed help, I couldn't say no. I never could. March 2021. His car broke down. $200. Next week, Tia, I promise. I believed him. 2 months later, $50 for rent. Next week, Tia, then $300 for electricity. Next week, $200 for car insurance. I promise. On and on for 2 years. Every few weeks a new emergency, every time the same promise. I kept a notebook, not because I was planning anything. I just wanted to stop feeling crazy, because every time I wondered, am I being used? I would tell myself, no. He is family. He will pay me back. But the notebook did not lie. After a year, I started noticing things. Tia, I need $300 for electricity. But he had new shoes. Tia, I need $200 for car insurance. But he had a brand new iPhone. Tia, I need $400 for a medical bill. But there he was on Facebook, at a bar, holding a drink, smiling with his friends. Emergency money for parties. I should have seen it then. But I made excuses. Maybe the drink was a gift. Maybe his friend paid. Maybe I was being unfair. I wasn't being unfair. I was being blind. I looked at my notebook one night. March 15th, 2021. $200. Car repair. May 23rd. $50. Rent. July 9th. $300. Electricity. September 2nd. $200. Insurance. On and on. Page after page. Total. $3,500. 12 loans. 2 years. Not once did he pay me back. But that was not the worst part. The worst part was what he did when I finally said no. April 2023. My sister Gloria was visiting from Mexico. She wanted to see Ricardo. She wanted to have a family lunch. We all met at a restaurant. Me, Gloria, Ricardo, my daughter Sophia, my son Miguel. We were eating, we were talking, everything was fine. Then Ricardo looked at me across the table. He said, "Tia, can I talk to you for a second?" I knew what was coming. He said, "Tia, I need $300. My landlord is raising my rent. Can you help me?" I looked at him. I thought about my notebook. $3,500, 12 times, 2 years. I said, "Ricardo, you already owe me a lot of money. When are you going to pay me back?" I watched the words leave my mouth. and I watched my sister's fork stop halfway to her plate. The table went quiet. Ricardo's face changed, not to anger, to something worse, hurt. His eyes went wide. His shoulders dropped, like I had slapped him, and he said loud enough for the table next to us to hear, "Tia, you always helped me. You're not going to turn your back on me now, are you?" He said it like I had betrayed him, like he was the victim. "You have so much, and I have nothing." I looked at my sister. She was staring at me. I looked at Sophia. Her jaw was tight. I looked at Miguel. He was looking at his plate. He did not say a word, and I felt small, like I was the selfish one, like I was the one who had done something wrong. Then Ricardo stood up. He walked out of the restaurant. My sister looked at me. She said, "Rosa, what is going on?" I told her everything. For 2 days, I sat in my apartment. I kept thinking, maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I embarrassed him. Maybe I should have just given him the money. But then I opened my notebook. I looked at the numbers. $3,500. That is almost 3 months of my salary. Gone. And what did I get? Not even a thank you. Just more requests. Just next week. On the 3rd day, Sophia called me. She said, "Mama, how long have you been sitting in that apartment?" I said, 2 days. 2 days. Because your nephew, who owes you $3,500, made you feel guilty for asking for it back. I did not say anything. She said, "Mama, you taught me to stand up for myself. You taught me that my voice matters, that I have value." I said, "I know. So why aren't you doing the same for yourself?" I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. She said, "He's family. I know. But family doesn't mean he gets to use you like an ATM. Family means he pays you back." Then she said something I did not expect. "Mama, have you ever heard of small claims court?" "Small claims court?" Sophia explained. "You take him to court. You show the judge your notebook. You prove he owes you. The judge orders him to pay. I thought about it. Taking my nephew to court, my sister's son, family. But then I thought $3,500, 2 years, 12 broken promises. I said, okay, let's do it. But first I called Ricardo one more time. I said, "Ricardo, I want to give you a chance. Pay me back. You can make payments. I do not need it all at once. Just commit." He said, "Tia, I told you I will pay you back, but I do not have the money right now." I said, "When will you have it?" He said, "I do not know. Soon." I said, "Ricardo, I have heard soon for 2 years. I need a real answer." He got angry. He said, "Why are you being like this? I thought you cared about me." There it was again, the manipulation, the guilt. I said, "I do care about you. That is why I helped you. But you are using me." He hung up on me. Click. Then nothing. That was the last time we spoke before court. I filed the case in June 2023. The hearing was in August. I was nervous. I had never been to court before. Sophia came with me. She said, "Mama, just tell the truth. Show the judge your notebook. You will be fine." When I walked into the courtroom, Ricardo was already there. He was sitting with his girlfriend. He did not look at me. The judge called our case. We both stood up. The judge said, "Mrs. Santos, you are claiming that Mr. Ricardo Hernandez owes you $3,500. Is that correct?" I said, "Yes, Your Honor." "Do you have proof?"
I opened my notebook. I showed him every entry, every date, every amount. I said, he borrowed money from me 12 times over 2 years. Every time he promised to pay me back, he never did. The judge looked at Ricardo. Mr. Hernandez, do you dispute this? Ricardo said, Your Honor, she offered to help me. I did not force her. The judge held up my notebook. This shows 12 separate loans, 12 promises to pay next week. He looked directly at Ricardo. Did you promise to pay her back? Yes or no? Ricardo looked at his hands. Yes. Did you pay her back? Not yet. The judge closed the notebook. 2 years, 0 payments. He shook his head. That's not yet. That's a pattern. Then the judge made his decision. Mr. Hernandez, you owe Mrs. Santos $3,500. You will pay her in monthly installments of $150 until the debt is paid in full. If you miss a payment, she can take further legal action. Ricardo looked angry, but he did not argue. Court dismissed. I thought that was the end of it. It wasn't. Ricardo paid the first 2 months. Then he stopped. November, nothing. December, nothing. He stopped answering my calls. He stopped responding to texts. I thought he's going to get away with it. Even after the judge ruled against him, even after everything. So I went back to court. Same judge, same courtroom. The judge was not happy. He said 30 days, or wage garnishment. Ricardo paid. He caught up. He's been paying ever since. Slowly. But he's paying. As of today, he has paid back $1,800. He still owes me $1,700. He will pay every cent. I will make sure of it. My sister Gloria was upset at first. She said, You took my son to court, Rosa. You humiliated him. I said, Gloria, look at this. I showed her my notebook, every loan, every date, every broken promise. She read it quietly, page after page. Then she closed it and looked at me. She said, I am sorry, Rosa. He told me you were helping him a little. He did not tell me it was this much. I said, he is good at hiding the truth. She nodded. Miguel called me that night. He said, Mama, I am proud of you. I said, For what? He said, For not letting him make you small. I did not know he had noticed, but he had been watching the whole time. Ricardo and I have not spoken since the second court hearing. He sends the payments. I receive them. That is all. Sophia told me something last week that I keep thinking about. She said, Mama, generosity without boundaries is not generosity. It's enabling. She was right. That is what I learned. Saying no to family is not selfish. Sometimes it is the most loving thing you can do.
If this story touched you, leave me a comment below. Have you ever been used by someone you loved? Have you ever had to choose between family and your own peace? I want to hear your story. And if you want more stories like this one, subscribe. Click the bell. I will be here. I am always here. This is Tia Rosa from Houston, Texas, teaching my grandchildren that boundaries are not walls. They are bridges. Sending you love.